Namaste everyone. We are back again with a different quote of Guru Garu. Nana is here to elaborate on the quote and give us a context in which it has been said and make us understand the quote better. So here is the quote. I'm going to share the quote. So the quote says, Moksha is asked for in a moment. There is no process involved in that moment. Living towards that moment is the process. So over to you, Nana.
Oh, wonderful. Sri Gurubhyo Namah. Namaste to everyone. Dear Madan and Ramu, because you are the early callers. So the quotes, Guruji's quotes, they are very simple, as we had some elaboration about that, very simple. But they are thought-provoking. Not only that, each sentence, it's only one or two sentences he will have in these quotes. When we come to cultural part, I think that would be a longer one. But each quote is a thought in capsule, the capsulated thought. And again here, a thought or capsulated quote may seem to be different from one another. We have several quotes, as I told you yesterday, at least thousands are there, which are collected from his what you call his teachings, and then his preachings, and then his writings, and then his casual talks. So many were there. But we could somehow collect some for the benefit of our progeny. Hema, I want to show this. So,
sure, Nana.
This is a small table, what you call the calendar, which Sivananda Supatha Foundation has brought it last 4 years. This consists of 365 leaves as in a year. So they have collected about 700 quotes are there in this table calendar. Every day one who is working at the table can look into the desk comment, quote, and then he can proceed with his normal work. So these quotes yesterday, I think Hema is collecting these quotes at random because there is no scheme here. She is picking up some quote and then we are discussing about it. So this quote and yesterday's quote, both are related. In such a way, one is the beginning end of the stick, the line, and the other is the final ending point. That's why I told you, though the thought seems to be isolated and what it comes before us in an isolated form, and it is different from the other quotes. But each thought is so closely, intricately connected that you cannot separate them. If you take the example of yesterday's and today's, yesterday we had a wonderful quote in which it gives us the idea how the entire universe, or what you call the Brahmanda, has come into being. We have seen that in the Brahmanda is made of matter. Even what we think, what we see, what we experience, everything is matter. So what is beyond Brahmanda? Beyond Brahmanda, we generally name it as non-matter because we don't know how to identify it. Because we have not seen its shape, we have not seen the nature of it. But still, Guruji has given an idea that it is something dark in the sense that you do not know about it. When we say it is in the light, you can see and then understand. But when it is dark, you do not know about it. So what we say is a very black, block-like thing, darkness, the thick darkness, impregnate darkness, something, but it's not matter. So we have one small story in our Puranas where Bali was sent to the last point of the Brahmanda. Earlier, these lokas were not there below the earth because our is Bhuloka. We have 14 loka bhuvanas, we know. So we are only asked to consider and also think about the 7 upper lokas. And we were cautioned that we should not look back. Look back in the sense, go back to the other lokas. So these 7 lokas have been extended by Vishnu at the time of Bali. So Bali was sent down because he had put his 3rd foot downwards towards the south, where these 7 lokas were found, and Bali was made in charge of that. He stays in the beginning of that. So from the other side, it is end. From our side, it is end. From south side, it is beginning. So what is the purpose for say Bali being sent to the 7th lower loka? Here, what we understand that what Guruji said, there was something that we cannot explain. Either it is neither matter or non-matter or what kind of thing it is. It was not even a space, because space is created now for the Brahmanda out of non-matter. Matter is created by non-matter, from the out of non-matter. So what was non-matter, we don't know. So in the south, we consider that it's a dark, very dark thing that we could not see, we could not perceive it. So from there, the things are coming up. That is the entry point, from where the non-matter is transforming itself into matter. So these 7 layers, what we call Narakasana, what it may be, but these 7 planes are 7 stages of the matter converting into the bodies, animate bodies. So what kind of things are there? Because we cannot have a particular idea. We have to look into the Puranas and try to have some idea about that. But the next to us, next to the Bhumi, the 6th or the 7th loka, the last loka, is the Nagaloka. They look like what we call the serpents, we say Naga. But this Nagaloka is very close to us. So these close lokas, neighboring lokas can interchange. They can go here and there, because that is depending on their Shakti. So the non-matter transforming the matter, there it is converting into matter, and the matter is again evolving. And by the time 7th loka comes, so it has a body and a life. So that is created by 7th loka. And by 8th loka, it is further improved that a human being appears here in the 8th loka. So we have all come from there, because our bodies and mind and everything has been developing since the beginning point. So from that beginning point, we have come here. Because in our understanding, in our Veda and in our cultural literature and author, it is not just, what we call just belief. It's not just belief, it is scientific science. And Guruji says it is super science, which our present mind in this human form may not be able to understand. So all these things have come. Evolution is coming from the below. But similarly, the evolved souls are there above Bhuloka, Swarloka. In the Swarloka, we have evolved souls. They are already there. So this Brahmanda, these 7 lokas are there. These 7 lokas consist of those jivas, those souls, which are almost permanent, because they won't come back. There is no choice for them to come back, but they can come on their own and go back to their lokas, Marloka, Swarloka, and then.
So pretty much that is a permanent place for them. If a soul evolves to a
as a tour, as a pilgrim, Narada comes here. Narada also goes to the lowest part. He can also visit Bali.
Bali Chakravarti.
So some are they are different souls, but even in the souls we have different layers of souls. Some could go up to some level, some could go up to other level, because all this is evolution. So the jivas, with their intellect, with their mind, and with their tapas, they go upwards. So this is the thing. But now, how do we know that we are, again, the second point, in the second quote, we are speaking of moksha. So moksha is the end point for any jiva. What is that end point? What is there beyond that? Of course, we don't know. But yesterday, as Hema said, from tamas, we are going to light. From tamas, we are going to light. Tamasoma, jyotirgamaya, from darkness to light. So this is the process of evolution. Again, in this quote, there is a point of process. When this process begins, Guruji says, so you may be having thousands of lives throughout, right from the body evolutionary stage to now the conscious levels are being elevated to the other planes. So this is all process. In the process, it's only when you have taken the life, the birth of a human being, then sometime we don't know, in a moment, you may get the idea of getting moksha. Now we are very easily discussing about moksha and other things, and whenever we go to a temple, we say, I want moksha. It's okay, it's very easy to ask moksha, but that is not the asking of moksha in what it is referred to in the quote. This moksha is something where it has to come from within, from the heart, not from the mind. So this call of the heart, of the soul, to whatever it is there, the Paramatma or Deva, or whatever. So it should go to him from your inner self. So that moment, in the moment, because he said it is in the moment, because we have two, 3 examples also in Puranas where Prahlada, after the appearance of Lord Narasimha, he asks Narasimha to take him away. Take him away, it's moksha. Give him moksha. But he did not ask for moksha anytime. Since he has appeared there, he is asking it. So that is not a serious call. And again, so he says, no, you have come here for a purpose. You rule this country, and your father will also be with you. He will also rule for 1,000 years, and after that you rule for 1,000 years. Then you can come to me. He is not taking him away. Similarly, we have Dhruva case. Dhruva wanted to become king or have prominence before his father, because his stepchildren, stepmother, stepchildren are ill-treating him. So he went, and on Narada's request and advice, he goes to tapas. And then Lord Shiva appears to him. Then when he appeared, he asked about moksha. Again, Shiva says, just I have appeared here, you are asking me. As if, if somebody, some wealthy person has come and he sat with us freely, then, sir, I think, can you lend me some 1,000 rupees like that? It's something like that, because he is appearing there, because you have not gone to his house and prayed. So Shiva appeared for him, for removing his difficulty and granting him his wish. So he said, in a moment is a very particular point there. So when you ask, when he hears, is that moment. When, how does it happen? Because just a few years ago, you wanted to have the kingdom and you wanted to be treated well by your father. So these desires are there. And without fulfilling them, now you are jumping into the other one, asking for moksha. So this is the point there. And Prahlada prayed because Hiranyakashipu is not willing to accept Hari. So he wanted his father to remember Hari, pray Hari, and get a good path in his future life. In his future lives are soul evolution. So this is in moment is a wonderful point there. Then what happens once you have asked him, sir, grant me the moksha, means that you should have been content, not just out of disgust, out of your problems, you can ask for moksha. Because this life, this whole Brahmanda is prepared, given to you for your experience. So you are there for your experience. So after you have completely satisfied with what you have, with what experience you had, and there is no more thing that you can ask him, then it should be your question. Your desire should be only desire. Guruji says it should be only desire. Suppose after asking for moksha, if you ask for any other desire, again, moksha always goes down in the list of your wishes. Because this Brahmanda is meant to satisfy all your desires. Guruji also says that if they are not fulfilled in this life, you have several lives. So in any life, that will be arranged for you. If you wanted a car now, because your punya is not there, you can't get it. So you can wait for the next janma and then have a car. But he doesn't know that he asked for it. And he thinks that it was lucky that I got a car. So that is luck. There is nothing that which comes by itself. So this moment is more important, which disqualifies all the lists. And then that should be the only thing in your list presentable to the God. So, okay, then when you have asked for it, when you have asked for what should we do? We have asked Guruji many times, what should we do for moksha or jnana? Moksha, of course, we cannot ask, but we can ask also for jnana. Jnana or moksha may be similar, that we don't know, because many principles and philosophies are there for that. But whatever it may be, whether it is jnana or moksha, because both we don't know, so we can ask, we can think they are the same, or we can also think that they are separate, whatever it may be. But when you ask for this, Guruji said, this, when you are asking for moksha and jnana, for that, you need not do anything. It's a very simple thing, he said. And then in the quote itself, there is a word like process. This process is more important as that in a moment. What is the process? We asked, what should we do? Should we do japa? Should we do tapa? Or whatever it may be. Yajna. There are so many things out there. Karmakanda is there. So many things are there. A social work or social service or this or that, anything. Will they take you to moksha? So that was the question. So he says, these things are not necessary if you want moksha. Then what should we do? Then he says, you should wait. Waiting is itself tapas. You should wait because you have asked for moksha. You should only be asking for moksha, expecting it any moment. As you ask in a moment, this moksha also comes to you in a moment. he says it comes like a flash. It is not a slowly developing one, as we call of evolutionary theory. It's not something that it flashes on you. But what you have to do, you should neither expect it, neither we should do something for that. There is no karma added to that, and no wishes added to that. Just keep your mind so peaceful as the layer of a silent and a quiet tank. So it should be like this. And wait. How long? Nobody can say how long. It may be this moment or any moment. As we ask for moksha in any moment, this is also any moment. So this happens because it is your right to ask moksha. There is no one who would deny it. Moksha is also right. So the jivas which have come, which have entered in the lower parts of the Brahmanda and coming upwards, this is about evolutionary process. The souls are evolving, and there are other group of jivas already elevated, already realized souls are there. Munis, sages, so many things, and devas, even rakshasas, they are also evolved souls. And devas and rakshasas are not different. They are not enemies. They are cousins. And they have their own responsibilities. Even if we see that they were quarreling with each other, and then invading the other, and the others are flying away, fleeting away, and then somebody has come to rescue. All this, there are simple things because of the misunderstanding among the works, the duties assigned to them. So devas and rakshasas, and also the great munis, there are so many evolved souls who live. That means who live, live, even after the Brahmanda disappears. The souls are there. And when Brahmanda reappears, they all come there. So in the process of evolution, already the upper lokas are already intact. They come down. So if you were in Tapoloka last time, you will have the same place in the present formation also. That is the reason behind the Bhuloka has been created with Vishnu. Vishnu expanded it. And the 7 layers of evolutionary process for the souls has come up. So this is a very big science, a divine science. And we do not just have any blind beliefs on that. So the problem is, you should believe because the people have known that these lokas are there. We have seen the Narada. Narada can come from such a loka. He can come from Vishnu loka. Vishnu loka, he can come to see, pay a visit to Shiva loka, Rudra loka, and then come to Brahma loka, Satya loka, and goes to Swarga, meets Indra, and he can also go to last point, Bali, and also advises him. There are so many souls, divine souls are there, already evolved souls are there. They are permanent. If they want moksha, then they will have to wait to take the moksha. Although these evolved souls are there, but they should get the idea of moksha. They should also ask for it. Unless it is asked by any soul, moksha is not there. So this is the most important thing. Even people, anybody, unless he asks for moksha, he won't get moksha. But asking for moksha is a right of a very soul. And the earlier, quote suggests that everybody evolves. But at a particular point of stage elevation, you should ask for it. So in Tapoloka, there are many munis and saints are there. But no, they are not asking for moksha. What is that if they are going beyond? There is nothing.
Is freedom from the cycle of birth and death, if that is considered mukti, and moksha is ultimate non-existence, that means the jiva is free from this cycle of birth and death. He has gone to a higher plane. But moksha is ultimate merger, that even the jiva does not have an independent existence. He is one with the Brahman. So So mukti and moksha, are these two different things? And is mukti then something that we can also ask for, say, I want to go to the higher loka. So we desire the higher loka because we are free from this suffering. Is that a...
Yes, sir. This, for this, asking for a moksha and then waiting for that, it is a long process. This is what we call as a sadhana. Sadhana is the process through which you reach your goal. But your goal you have to set to yourself. So what about this mukti from these births and all that? It is a very minor thing in the process of getting moksha. So they are essential things, but they are in the earlier stage. It's only earlier stage. And how it happens, I think future courts may refer to such process and sadhanas. Then we can discuss about it.
Good evening. Yeah. Sir,
because I am not final in this. I am only speaking out my mind through my intellect. I have not thought, I did not see about the moksha and all the concepts. What I could hear from him, I am only trying to explain in my own language.
Yeah.
So he has all the limitations of a personal pouring out.
Yeah. Do we have any steps for attaining moksha as Guru Garu suggested?
That is the process. So we are not discussing the process now. We are only fixing up our goal.
Okay.
So I think in the future courts, I think we can think of that, because a court may appear. As you asked for it, I think it will come up. As Pramod also said about this karma, the karma theory is something else. We are not looking into the processes through which we can get moksha. So those are different. Yeah, the process, we can discuss about the processes.
Sir, as you quoted the Prahalada incident, see, the moksha is the...
just it is available, let me have that. So that kind of approach for moksha is not acceptable.
Only after his complete surrenderance, the Narayana had came to him, right? So
Narayana and Sri Rama will come to later. It's not the question. There is no Narayana and Rama when you have moksha. That's a different plane, to the end of the plane and beyond the matter. So what is beyond the matter, perhaps we cannot discuss right now. So we can, how to go to that, we can discuss about it. But what is the nature of that, nobody knows, because nobody has come down to tell us. After reaching that plane, nobody can come out. That's the problem. Because he loses his ego. Because all those who keep their ego, what we call as mahanta, we call it as mahanta. Ours is only ahanta, ahankaram. These are mahanta. So they keep their mahanta so that they can come back to in the human form and help us and guide us. They are doing great service. Many gurus are coming down for you, for me. That's all. So they don't go to the moksha. What is there in moksha? We don't know. So they are at the penultimate stage. Even jnanis and yogis, they stay there, and then they can visit any place, anywhere, and they can have their own schemes. Because all of them, they will have their own schemes. They come down and have their clientele, and this clientele, maybe in different layers, in different bhuvanas. So they may be guiding them, because we need guidance in the process. We can't go guideless. Even if you are going to a small pilgrimage, you make so many inquiries. Where to stay, how to do, what to eat, how to have the darshan, so many things. At Tirupati, you make so many things. So because we have gone several times, but still we make some arrangements. For moksha, there is no arrangement.
Thank you.
We'll meet again tomorrow with another quote. a
Right.
very random one because I'm choosing all random quotes. There is no proper process or a
It
scheme in
doesn't
which
need any preparation also. It doesn't need any preparation because
Yeah.
as it appears to us, let us take it. As we can think about it, we speak.
Okay, Nana, we will do that. So tomorrow's quote, I'm going to
Circulate tomorrow.
post it in the group. So if anyone has any thoughts or queries, they can come and ask beforehand. So we are meeting on Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, same time. And you are free to, if you are free, please tune in and participate in discussion or just listen. Either way is fine. You're always welcome. So namaste,
Namaste.
everyone. Namaste.